the thing that you might get rejected for, even though you know logically, because in that moment, your emotions, your fear are greater than your logic. I had a life-changing fear of rejection situation happen to me in Paris when I was 18 years old. And I was there when I was on a street outside the Notre Dame Cathedral, and I had a map in front of me. And this cute girl comes up to me, she asked me for directions. And I wanted to ask her out, and I was too afraid, I was too embarrassed, I was too ashamed, I was too worried that I might get rejected. In my head, the only thing I could think of was, I want to ask her out, and she might reject me. She might say no. And so what did I do? Nothing. Now, if I had logically stood to the side, press time out, pause the situation, say, Evan, logically, what makes sense? Logically, she might say no. And you're okay. You'll move on with the rest of your day. Logically, she might say yes. Why is she coming up to you asking for directions? Why is she asking you for directions when she already speaks perfect French and she seems like a local, right? Logically, that's what makes the most sense. Logically, I should have summoned the courage to go off and do it. But in the moment, your emotions take over. Your fear takes over. That idea that you might get rejected takes over. And so what did I do? Nothing. I let her walk away. And ever since that day, I reminded myself that I would rather know and fail than not know. And I use that painful moment to, whenever I am thinking about doing something I'm afraid of rejection for, afraid of it not working out, then I have to do it. That moment is what led me to become an entrepreneur. Because a year later, when I had the chance to have my dream job and make $100K a year, travel around the world, or be an entrepreneur, own 30% of a business and make $300 a month, I had that picture in my head where I was thinking, I can't let this happen again. I don't want to live with regret. I would rather know and fail than not know. And that gave me the courage to keep going. So I know you guys know this. I know you know it intellectually. I know every success story that you read is motivating and is inspiring to you, and you see all the rejections. But then when you get faced with it, when you're face to face with that fear, tend to play small. You tend to do the thing that you're not proud of, and then you tend to live with regret. So how do you get rid of it? How do you get through that tough situation, that fear of rejection, and not let your emotions take over? I'm gonna give you a 3-step strategy that will help. Step number 1 is create a stronger negative emotion. So people say be fearless. I don't think you can. I think if you're living a great life, you should be constantly doing things that you're afraid of. Right? If you have no fear, then it means you're doing something that is normal, that is inside your comfort zone. You're photocopying your life over and over and over again. So it's not be fearless. It's when you are afraid of something, at least for me, create a stronger negative emotion, which is regret. So here's what I would do. The next time you're in that moment, you're afraid to do something, right? Fear of rejection is creeping up. Imagine yourself as a 95-year-old. You're in an old age home, you're sitting on your rocking chair, and life is almost over for you. And you think about the past X number of years, decades, between where you are now and where you are 95. And this moment right now was the thing that would change your life for the better forever. And because you were too afraid, you spend your entire life regretting not doing it. Because you very rarely regret the things that you do. It's the things not done that you regret. And so you've just spent the past X number of decades in regret, hating your life because you didn't do the thing. And at least for me, that creates enough pain that I have to do the thing. And so you create a stronger negative emotion. You don't overcome emotions with logic in the moment when you're very emotional. You overcome emotion with a stronger emotion. And the easier way to do it is to go negative. And so the pain that you're about to face is very real. I just create a much bigger pain, so it forces me to action. Just like if you have a hangnail, it hurts, but if you punch yourself in the arm or somebody hits you, you don't feel this anymore because this hurts too much. So create that pain of regret, of future regret, that if you don't do this thing, you're gonna hate your life forever. And so now you're able to do that small thing, that small scary thing, and face possible rejection. Strategy number 2 is create a stronger positive emotion. So instead of going negative, you go positive. Now I love going positive, but I find the negative actually works better in these acute situations. But net, I wanna be positive. So the positive solution is, I want to be a hero. You want to be a hero. You want to be strong. You tell yourself that you're strong for doing these things, that you're a hero for doing these things, that you're getting stronger, that you're building muscle, that you do scary things, that you're afraid of rejection, that's not a good enough reason. That you do scary things because you are a hero, because you're on a mission, because you're going to change the world, because you're going to have a huge impact. And that means you have to do it. So it's not trying to fight it logically, because logic won't work. Again, logic doesn't work against an emotional situation. You need stronger emotion to combat the emotion. So just saying, well, they probably won't reject me, or what's the worst that's going to happen, is not as powerful as, I am a hero. I do difficult things. I face rejection. I risk things not working out. I risk humiliation. And I get through it because I am a hero. So step 1 is go negative, step 2 is go positive. And then step 3 is expect to suck and tie your self-worth to the effort. One of the big problems people have is you tie your self-worth to the outcome. That if you don't get a yes, then you suck as a human. You expect to be great, and then when you're not great, you hate yourself, right? And then you expect to win. And when you don't win, you hate yourself. This is why people don't have self-confidence, self-respect, self-love. Because they tie their self-worth to the result. Where you want to do the opposite. You're going to go do this thing that you've never done before, and you're going to suck at it like everything else you've done that you've never done before. Doesn't mean you suck as a human, you just don't have the skills yet because it's the very first time that you've done it. And then you tie your self-worth, what you love about yourself, where your confidence pulls from, to the fact that you were willing to try, not to that you won. Because tying your self-worth to winning means you only do things that you're going to win at, means you play small for life. Where if you tie your self-worth to, I'm going to try things that will risk failure, that will risk rejection, then your life will grow exponentially. Because you're not worried about hitting the outcome, you're worried about the growth. You're worried about you building, you learning, you growing as a human. And if every day you're off doing things that you're proud of your effort for, I guarantee you your life will look dramatically different 1 year from today. So try it. 1, create a stronger negative emotion. 2, create a stronger positive emotion. And 3, expect to suck and tie your self-worth to the effort, not the result. If you want another Evan Rant video that just might give you the confidence you need, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.